Love that money.
Follow your passion first. When I retired from the game, I sat there asking kind of all the wrong questions. What's the biggest industry I can get into? It's all the wrong stuff. And you got to sit there and ask yourself, okay, what am I truly passionate about? What do I enjoy doing? And when you feel that way, honestly, you feel like you've never worked a day in your life. It's the most fun thing in the world. You get up in the morning excited about what you're doing. And you got to be really honest with yourself about it. If you wake up in the morning and you're dreading going to work, dude, do something else. Do something else. And those are hard decisions to make. But when you make those decisions, it's a very liberating experience. And you find out that the rewards will come.
Wow.
Yo. What is going on? Every single person. Oh my God, hold on. You won't believe what I got in the other room. You will not believe it. I call it divine
intervention.
Oh my goodness. I'm sitting here. I'm trying not to. I ain't go cry. I ain't too big about nobody no crying. But before I even put on there, first of all, I want to say to everybody, happy.
Oh, look at me.
Oh my goodness. Happy, wonderful Tuesday. I know y'all thinking like, oh man, y'all are up. It's not daylight savings time yet. It ain't. I think what is it? Yeah, coming this Sunday, whatever how it is. Daylight saving time, whatever. I think that's what it's called. But no, we here early because just kind of perfect storms collide and want to make sure that we got our cast in for the day. We miss y'all so much. I love the fact that we always it's funny when you got faithful followers that's always wanting to know, hey, what's going on? Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's just life comes into play. A lot of things get busy, a lot of things going on. But to God be the glory. So amazingly grateful to be here and to do this again with the best group of hosts ever in podcast land, podcast mania, and everything else like that. Happy to see both of them. Before we go any further, like I said, y'all already know what to do. Like, subscribe. We are on Twitter. We are on YouTube. We are on Meta. We probably not going to be on Twitter at all because that's about to get canceled off, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But, man, we love y'all so much. We're glad to be back. I'm going to let them go ahead and introduce themselves as the best podcast in the land. It's back for our episode 6 of season 5. And I want her to speak first because it's so long.
We gentlemen on this
platform. Oh, my goodness.
Ladies first.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Fifi.
Hello, family. I missed everybody. Life has been lifing, but we here. And I'm excited for all we're going to get into. I missed y'all.
Believe it or
I hope
not,
y'all miss me as much as I missed y'all.
Nah, I that's where I think you're wrong. We miss you more.
Yeah, we miss you more, definitely.
So I think you're wrong on that. Dang, she said, forget us.
Like, dang, that quick? Like, what did we do? But
oh man. All right. This is your boy, Mr. Reese. 1/3 at Unfiltered. Continue to share, like, and subscribe. We're coming at you at a different time to talk about some great topics. Some are well overdue. Some came just in time. Like I said, I'm just happy to be here. We took a little hiatus, like Fifi said, life has been lifing, but we here with you today, and let's get to some topics. Now let's go to our host on my left side.
There we go. All right, everybody. So we got some really, really good topics. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's just been, I want to start with, I don't know if it should be one that's like more favored than the other because we didn't have any time to really do any preparation, which is always to me the most honest aspect of things when you don't have to be like, okay, let me try to figure this out. And you got to try to do everything else. And I think you can be more honest when it's right there. So this is what we're going to start at. We had a situation where, well, you know what? Actually, let me start with this one. Let's start with this one. Recently, just in the news, outside of Brownsville, Texas, this recently just happened. 4 people, 2 men, 2 women, traveled to the city. If we can find out, I just want to get clarification on the city in Mexico, because the city is actually on the list of places they advise Americans not to go. What happened is that these 4 people went, and more information is coming out. So it's coming out as we get going. What happened is that they went and they said they did it for a cosmetic procedure. They was originally meeting down there for a cosmetic procedure, which normally is what we refer to as, the BBLs.
Yep.
What happened is that they got way more than they could ever imagine. The cartel, from the information coming out, opened fire onto their vehicle, which was a Chrysler Pacifica. Opened fire on the vehicle. Looked like they did kidnap them. And they kept moving around to different places. Eventually, with the help of the Mexican government in the U.S., they were able to find these people. Unfortunately, 2 people were dead. 2 of them were survived. The young man, he got shot in the leg. He's recovering. And the other one, I believe she was shot as well. But the other 2, a young woman and a young man, they were shot. And they were murdered. And the reason why I said this, this BBL with the cartels is not so much in a joking fashion, but it just, they came from South Carolina. And they did traveling all the way. People got to understand this. Texas is a huge state. They went from South Carolina down to the bottom of Texas to the city that they have been advised over and over again, especially travelers to Mexico, do not go to this city. They are known for the kidnapping, the murder, and everything of this nature. And they, to me, I don't know if they actually knew, but they took that risk to still get across the border. Go to this place for this procedure. And my question is, in the real talk to everyone, what is this price of beauty that people are willing to pay, even if it costs your life? I'm interested because I do want to hear from the ladies, really more so, but just from anybody here, just because, man, this ain't the first time we've seen people do this. They risk their lives to get, it's really with, the cosmetic procedures because they cheaper. But you would think you'll say, man, to get it done cheaper and to risk your life. It's already a risk when you do it the right way. But to go to some kind of backdoor way to getting your butt lifted or breast or fat injury, it's like, man, it is a huge price that these young ladies and even some of these guys, people period, are paying for this cosmetic surgery. What is this huge cost, and why are people willing to pay so much for it, even if it means they laugh? Like I said, that's our topic right now. What's going on with this high price to try to acquire this beauty and get these procedures done? Again, go ahead, like, share, subscribe for Unfiltered. YouTube, Twitter,
I was just
else. Go ahead, Mr. Reese.
I was just Googling, and to drive there, which they did drive there, right?
Mm-hmm.
1,688 miles from South Carolina to the bottom of Texas. So, like I said, just to even start, look, and this is me personally. Look, it's judgment free. With your body, you do what you want to do with it. You know what I mean? Do what you want to do with your body. It's your right. It's your prerogative. But what is the issue with doing it the hard way? Diet, working out. You know what I mean? Et cetera, et cetera. So, like I said, just to even get there, it's still gonna happen.
Right.
And that's the part that I'm afraid of. Like, it's still gonna happen. People are still gonna travel even to that specific place to go ahead and get their bodies done for the right price. I don't know. Like I said, with me personally, I'm just a person that I don't want to be under that knife. Like for any circumstance, not even for a real procedure. You know, being under that knife is something different. I've been under the knife, and trust me, like it still scars me to this day.
I just think that it's about acceptance. I feel like a lot of people are willing to pay the cost for this because they want to like what they see in the mirror. They want to look at themselves and feel beautiful and feel happy with what they see. And because social media is such a big thing, that's all you see all the time. You see what you think images of beauty are, and that's the goal. So whatever I got to do to get that, I'm going to get it. And if I don't have to work out and work as hard and I could just go get a surgery and then go through my recovery process and I got the best body I ever wanted, is worth it. Not to me personally, but that's the what I believe a lot of women and other people are looking at. They want to like what they see when they look in the mirror, and they don't accept who they are. And they don't think that other people accept who they are the way they are because they probably been talked about and looked over with certain people that they thought was attractive and they weren't attracted to them back. So they're like, I think Little Kim is one of the main examples that I talk about all the time because to a lot of people, Little Kim used to be beautiful before she did everything she did. But to her, she didn't like what she saw. Right. So she just constantly kept doing what she felt she needed to do to look herself in the mirror and like what she see. And I feel like that's the same mindset that a lot of people have today. It is about being accepted. And if I'm not accepted by myself with what I see and what I like with me on my own and what other people in society is saying, then I'm going to change it to get what I think is received.
Man, you never realize how that body image, you think about it, right? Because, they just accounted to everybody having people that really struggle with this, they got really low self-esteem, right? That's the flavor that everybody want to put off. The low self-esteem, that's why you got it. And I think it's more than just the self-esteem. I agree with you, Ms. Hills, that it's really, you can, okay, let's say, I think it's more like you said, just a lack of acceptance that you see this thing about yourself that you got an issue with, whether it was told to you or most of the time, like you said, Vivi, that it's a comparison. It's a comparisons to someone else or like that nature. And I remember just listening sometimes to girls, young women and ladies, period. Well, a lot of women, if you all you gotta do is kind of listen to some people, and you will hear some of the issues of their heart. You get what I mean? If I'm making sense, you'll hear the issues of their heart. You'll hear, oh man, she got this, or oh man, he got that. Normally, guys do a lot of comparison to, it's always a money thing when it comes to other men. Like, dang, they get jealous because of the money or the amount of attention that this guy get. So most of it when it comes to men, they more like a monetary aspect of things. And then when it comes to women, you want to say monetary, but a lot of things because it's really beauty based because that's the society way. That's what is really pushed in society. Women have really had it hard for a long time in terms of that beauty aspect.
And it gets worse with social media.
Right. And I was going to say that, too, because, and I know you just brought that up, Mr. Reed. You just said it got intensified with social media. And I was just looking up some stats when you just said that. My goodness, where it shares the amount of people that get depressed or issues or, have negative connotations or even feelings of suicide from the social media because of their body image. You pretty much understand the biggest group is people from 14 to 25. And the biggest group, period, is women, young women. So you got young women at this age who are so already come in insecure sometimes with some things, you know what I mean? Or self-conscious about some things, look-wise.
Yeah.
And now you give us this broad spectrum of 14 to 25-year-olds find themselves either want to be depressed, commit suicide due to the image that they're perceiving about their bodies. And Miss Hills, I know you probably speak because like that, that's why we love that woman perspective. Is it that hard? Do women feel that much more pressure from other women than they do from men?
Honestly, I think it's more so balanced.
Balanced. Okay.
And I think that from my perspective, it may be different for other women, but I think that from my perspective, because in your household, depending on how your family raises you, most women are raised to be prepared for men. Like, you need to look well, you need to dress well, you need to have your hair done, you need to make sure that you're wearing clothes that fit you, you need to make sure that you're not just your face is done up, even if it ain't makeup. Make sure good hygiene, good everything. You have to present yourself in a certain way. And I feel like when that doesn't look that way to family members, especially immediate family, your mom, your grandma, aunties, they're gonna check you. They're gonna be saying something. What you got on? That ain't looking good. You need to go do this. Oh, you gaining weight. You need to go fix that. You need to go to the gym.
Right.
But then I think it intensifies and is balanced with men because women get into relationships or they're looking for partners. And if they're the woman that's always getting rejected because they're a little too curvy with a little extra cushion, that's going to work with that self-esteem on top of what they already getting from their family members.
Mm-hmm.
That push. You need a man. You need to hurry up and find some man so you can get married and have kids.
Right.
Well, if the woman is trying to please their parents or their family and they trying to get out here, they want it too, but they're getting opposition because men are having this certain perspective of what they think a woman should look like. She got to have her body stacked and tight and right, and her body ain't. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. And honestly, it ain't just people who are bigger or have more curves. It's even women who are very small and petite. It's women who are they're skinny fat. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they don't have this certain image of what they think a body should look like, they feel like it's harder for men. So now they're trying to please the man too. That's why I think a lot of women are getting these surgeries, because they looking at Cardi B's and Nicki Minaj's and all these people who got these shapes and bodies that look a certain way, and men praising it all the time. They like, oh, okay, well, if that's the thing, I got to go get that.
I was just about to go there too. And what I was going to go to, actually go into one of our next topics as well. Like, the thing that, the most addictive thing that was referenced from somebody that is lived by Americans is attention, right? So let's just say you are that person that deals with being self-conscious about your body, how you look, how light you are, how skinny you are, how dark you are. And when you see another peer, a cousin, or anybody on social media, just, hey, oh my goodness, they giving this person attention. Why? Because they light skinned, because they have a nice body, or because, hey, they pay to get this body done, now they get all the attention. And on the other end, and this will kind of suck for a lot of people, especially for women. Let's say, like you say, Fifi, you're training up, well, you're raising your child or your daughter to become a woman for a man, to have a man. And what they desire is like, hell, oh, this person got a nice body, or they do this, or they do A, B, C, D, or they look like 1, 2, 3, and they just prone to want to be like that person so they can get that same attention, regardless of how they feel about themselves or not. It's all about, hey, how much attention I'm gonna get. Hey, this guy's gonna like me, or like, will this make me look better than this person, because this person can get this kind of person, then I can get somebody different. But what's being ignored now is like what kind of person you are, and all that's erased once it comes down to like, hey, well, do I really need attention? Do I really need to change how I look? Because if I gotta change how I look to make a certain individual like me, then that person wasn't for you anyway.
Right.
So yeah, with that whole thing, it sucks. You know what I mean? 'Cause especially even after people do get these procedures, they still deal with depression, attention, and all these things. Because in reality, if they do get more attention and they do get like the person that turned them down or whatever, it just proves the point, which doesn't help anybody.
Right.
So.
And what makes it so bad, just like you were saying with attention, it's like feeding a monster that never gets full.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to do it, right? You do it to get attention. And this is why it's such a mission impossible. This is why I say for women, I really feel bad for women on a certain aspect, especially women who, it's like one thing that this is what I can say about men. I think everybody wants some aspect of attention, men and women, right? Especially from people that you love, especially people that you care about for the most part. The issue comes into play is what type of attention that you get.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going on is that, just like you just said, Mac, is that when you have someone that you just trying to get attention because of one aspect of yourself. If you just want to be like, look, I want people to adore me. I want people to lust after how I look, how I'm built, and it helps my self-confidence. That's kind of lying to yourself too, to a certain extent. Just because, like when we said, I remember in the Cat Williams special, he said that a woman would told him, like, you messing up my self-esteem. And he's like, what? It's called self-esteem. How can I mess up the way that you feel about yourself? So if your whole opinion, how you feel about yourself, is based upon how other people feel about you, it's some deeper digging that you need to do about yourself. And for these young ladies, I think that we kind of, in the beginning, it was like the slow roll down the hill a little bit. And I'm kind of glad, Ms. Hill, I'm glad that you said it that way, because I didn't really think about that till you said it. That in the beginning, most times, mothers and aunties and, the older women that was here would try to get women ready to, look right for their man, or, to anything of that nature. And I think what should have happened in some correctional aspects of it is that, have your good hygiene for yourself, because you just don't want to walk around, being a certain type of way. Be presentable for yourself, because you only got one chance at a first impression. So most times when people meet you, it could be the only time they meet you, and they judge you by that first time they meet you. I think that we should have been a lot better in the way that I think the intentions in the beginning were good when it came to our young women, but it just got out of hand as it went further.
Yes, sir.
It really got out of hand. It got out of hand to the point of, we should have been teaching our young women like the way that we were teaching our young men. Present yourself, have some self-respect about yourself, take care of yourself the way that you need to, and the rest will take care of itself. We should have been telling each other to work on our values, work on the deeper aspects of things, work on your values, work on yourself, get your self-esteem in order, get to a place where you feel good about yourself. I've said this before in many ways. Learn how to conquer loneliness alone, so that you can become better. So that way you can enjoy your own company, not feeling that you have this, very unhealthy need to have someone else in your life just because you're lonely. It's the worst place in the world to be, that you just want somebody there because you're lonely. That means that you don't have any, you're not having a standard. You just want somebody there to fill a space.
Yep.
And that's something you don't want. So when you see these young ladies, and like I said, men too, I guess they're going down there to get whatever surgeries they got. But
yeah, that's a couple.
Yeah, so the whole point of it is, man, don't put your lives in danger for something that's so vain that doesn't matter. I know sometimes it feel that way, and you know what? In all honesty, from having a daughter, from having goddaughters, from having female cousins, from having people, it's some aspects of women that men will never understand, just like it's aspects of men women will never understand. And beauty is very important to women. And not just beauty on the outside aspect, but women care about how they look, because women want to look in the mirror and love what they see. Is that fair to say, Ms. Hills? Women want to look in the mirror and they want to say, what I see, I love. I love
Absolutely.
myself. You know, and I can understand that a lot more now, because this is why women, first of all, can we just say one thing right quick? Women do a lot of beautifying, not for men, not for other women, but for themselves. They want to be able to look in the mirror and, like I said, be like, man, look, man, I feel good about myself. Look at me, girl. Girl, you killing it. You know what I mean? And the other things just happen when, you know, it's like more attention, right? Some people get some more attention, right? They'll get maybe your girl, you killing it. Girl, you killing them. That's another aspect. That's the you know, the respect of your peers, people that you care about and you love. Telling you, man, you killing it, girl. Then you get your man, like, dang, baby, you looking like $1 million out here. I can't keep my eyes off of you. And it ain't so much the talk aspect that your man will do. He'll acknowledge that, but you'll see what he'll do. I'm telling you as a man, and being with my woman, when my woman is looking amazing, like she already beautiful, but when she about to step out, we going out to, you know, a dinner or you know, party, a banquet, you know, things of that nature, and she come out killing it, man, you want to hold your woman a little extra close. Like you adoring her. So I can understand that aspect. And I guess maybe I turned a new aspect to things when it comes to, you know, that aspect. But the problem is when we make women feel so much that beauty is the only prerequisite to being a woman, or being a woman that can ever garner respect or attention. This is where society has messed up our women. They put such a high value on beauty. In a recent Chris Rock, special, he brought this up, and it was powerful because we didn't talk about it on this show. We didn't talk about it in private as well. He brought up, like, man, Beyonce is beautiful. She's gorgeous. Beyonce is so beautiful that if she worked at Burger King and had no money, she could still pull $1 billion guy like Jay-Z. But, and see, that's why I say beauty is really held a standard. This where it kind of, the double standard coming in. I'm talking about for the men. This is where the double standard come in.
Yeah.
But men, if you look a certain way, if Jay-Z worked at Burger King,
with the same mindset, same attitude, all that, same anything,
he wouldn't be able to bag a $1 million beautiful woman like Beyonce. And that's just factual information. And we've seen it all the time. We've seen where it might be a stripper, someone else, whatever it is. They're not down the same tax bracket of anybody else, right?
Yeah.
But they can get these $1 million guys. Why? Because beauty has been placed such a huge influence on beauty throughout our society. So now, if you see that these women, and women ain't stupid. Women see these women that keep getting the same attention over and over again. Even in the hood, locally, anything else. They're like, man, why she keep getting all this attention? She keep getting the good guys. The good guys keep going after her. They want to sleep with her. They don't care. They don't care that she got 4 or 5 kids. They don't care that she a stripper. They don't care that she do this. They don't care that she do that.
And you know what that does, Randy?
Yep.
It's like, you know what? I give up a little bit of value for myself. I give up a little bit of value for myself to get some more beauty or to get some more attention. And that's what happens now. Like, let's compare two people. Let's compare Michelle Obama, right? Michelle Obama, like, she's a beautiful woman. Everybody want to look like Cardi B. Everybody want to look like, whoever, stripped before, who had problems before, which in society, how people deem them, like, oh, we look down on you. But hey, it's not that way anymore. So, hey, I'll trade this a value for some more attention. And it works. So it kind of backfires on how we view value in women and how they want to pick attention.
Right. And those are actual facts. And it just, and the other part to that, like what you just added on, is that they think it works for a minute. And if I could just tell women, the problem with you getting attention for the brief moment, I know Ms. Hills, she'll probably get back on. Probably the connection got lost. But the part about that is so crucial that you really want our women to understand is that, I'm going to say it this way, and ladies, I really want y'all to hear me. And they don't, get a certain way, because we telling the truth. I'm telling you because I love you. I always told that somebody lied to you, they don't love you. There's nothing better or more entertaining to a man than new pussy. Especially if he, especially where he in his life. It's just different. And I'm putting a couple of comments that I see up right now. Because normally, you got to understand, we have a different aspect of things. I'm not making no excuses for nobody at all. But everybody at different levels in their life. And what I think a lot of women, and sadly right now, is that a lot of them are attracted to what looks to be steady more than what is actually steady and solid. If that makes sense. If I'm saying that right.
No, it makes sense.
It makes, so it's like you'll see a guy and he got the look. And sometimes y'all don't even go by the look no more. And it's really weird. It's getting worse for you ladies. You get a guy that has got on the clothes of a man. He kind of have a little bit the look of a man. But everything he does is the behavior of a little boy. He got a quick temper. He want even more attention than you. He argumentative. He'll spend his whole time arguing with you back and forth. He's selfish. He's self-seeking. He got all these other things that he got going on. And women just tend to be, it's like, you tend to be excited by that aspect of things. And it's just like, wow, can't you see that this guy is literally telling you and showing you the type of man that he is? And you're going after him and you're trying to figure out why he don't ever want to give you any type of commitment or anything. The only thing he's committed to is your body. He's committed to it when he wants it. And when he wants something else different, he quickly shows you that he wants something different.
Hey, this is going to be the smoothest transition ever. Want to know why people don't think like that now? Because that's corny.
That's corny.
That's corny.
It's corny. Corny, corny, corny. And like he said, that's going to be a smooth transition. Woo!
That's corny.
It's corny.
So I'm going to go ahead and introduce this next topic, right? So, it was last week or the week before. Michael B. Jordan was being interviewed by a young lady that he recognized that called him corny. She tried to laugh it off, as in like, it's all cool, whatever. But people were upset that he actually had to address, no, it was you that called me corny. And, people on the internet became to some people they believe she deserved that energy, and a lot of people are like, well, he's Michael B. Jordan now, he shouldn't do that. But now to get to the important part, what makes somebody corny? So we talk about let's address the elephant in the room, right?
Right.
So Michael B. Jordan, if you really look at him, successful actor. He made great movies, and handsome looking guy, no homo. I don't want to get, good looking guy.
Right.
And so, he treats a lady like a lady. I haven't saw him disrespect a woman or call anybody bees or anything like that. But he was identified as corny. So I thought to myself, and me and Mr. Johnson had a conversation like, well, what makes a guy corny?
Yeah, I think we even put it on Facebook. We put it on Facebook saying, what makes a guy corny? What is a corny guy in y'all?
Like, what is a corny guy like? So even how we use is corny like kind of dorky or popular? Is it a bad decision? Is it?
I think in that context, they meant he don't have edge. That's what I think they meant by that statement.
So all right, now, Fifi, I'm glad you answered. So, edge, like what kind of edge did he need to have? Like, what did he need to do to have this kind of edge that people urge for? Like, what does he need to do, or what does he need to have?
I mean, that ain't my personal opinion about it, but I think for them, I think it needs to be like a little sprinkle of a bad boy, a sprinkle of I know what I want and what I'm doing, and I'm out here doing it. Even though he is, I think that they feel like it's the nice guy thing. He's too nice. He doesn't do anything that's making me desire him more than just, oh, you look good.
All right, so all right, Nicole said he probably was soft in school. All right, so what is we're just talking about him, like what makes him soft? Like, I don't know if this guy can fight or got bullied or whatever. Is it because he perceives to be soft? Is it because he, is attracted to white girls or something like that? Or like,
no, I think
okay. I'm asking Nicole. I'm asking Nicole because I'm not saying that he was.
And just to get some clarification,
I just want some clarification on like how can we identify this guy as corny? But let's say if Michael B. Jordan had hit his girlfriend, would he been corny? If he had went to jail and still had the same career, would he be corny? Like, how could he not be identified as that with the success that he has?
And you know what? And I just kind of want to get this one out the way, just so people will know. This is important. The podcast, the girl that was on the podcast that he was talking about, because I just want to do this for legal purposes, so nobody come back see this and say, "Oh man, they said this." The girl that interviewed him did not call him corny. She said that she picked with him. They used to pick with him and mess with him and call him names in school a lot. The other host of the show was the one that called him corny. And once it got out about it, because she took some backlash on social media, she said, and I quote, I'm reading from it, "Any black man that dates a white woman is corny." So we already know where her head at.
I almost want to transition to something else. So what about black women that date white guys? Are they corny?
No, that's more acceptable. I think, I put it like this. I think that both, what it is like this, just like with Fifi, and I'm glad Nicole and Fifi are here, because that's good. Because I like what Fifi said, because that's the most honest I've ever heard people be. And I've heard some other women say that. Like, he just didn't have this edge.
That was the perfect word.
Yeah. He didn't have this edge to him.
I'm trying to see this edge. And you know, like I said, like as guys, we're instinctive. We do things that we deem like, all right, hey, if I feel like this, I'm gonna do it. You know, regardless of who you are and how you are. But this edge thing, I kind of want to know what it is. You know, I mean, I know how I can identify, but like to women, I want to know like really what it is. I should have sent y'all a link. Crystal had sent it to me. It was on the Breakfast Club, and Mr. Johnson, I talked to you about this. There was a lady. She had she was with her. She was talking about her ex-husband. Mm-hmm. She was saying how good of a guy he was. You know, he was a good guy. That she kind of felt bad, but she liked her current husband that she left the guy for. And he was like, well, you know, why'd you leave your husband? That was a nice guy who took care of you and everything. She's like, well, my new husband now, he just a little bit more rougher, you know? Now it's like, okay, so does that identify with having edge? Or like, is that like, okay, well, this other guy was just too nice, so I wanted somebody, you know, a little bit meaner. You know, I just get confused with that. And it just boggles my mind when people say, well, hey, I can't find somebody good, or I can't find anybody that, you know, understands me, or find somebody that, you know, doesn't treat me how I want to be treated, because you choose the latter. You choose somebody who doesn't want to treat you that way, or who does look at you the same way, versus the guy who actually did. So when I heard that interview, and the lady was the other two young ladies that was on the interview actually agree with her, like, yeah, shoot, go ahead, you live what? Go, it's be who you want to be with. And I don't know, I that kind of just struck me like, what is this edge? Like, what is this thing that people would leave a solid good guy for somebody who has this edge? So that's the edge. That's the thing I want to kind of categorize and kind of put to bed so we can identify what Corny is. So what is this edge that a guy gotta have?
I mean, for me, again, this is not, I'm thinking about the conversations I had with my niece and other people who are looking for this edge. It's just like that risk taking, that I'm a boss. I'm out here. I'm leading my life and doing what I want to do. And it's like the lady said, the roughness. So the first example I could think about is Sierra with Future versus Sierra with Russell Wilson. That's the same type of scenario. They feel like Future was more edgy. He was out here. And then Russell Wilson is just corny because he's safe. He's calculated. He does things a certain way, and he ain't all out here in people's face doing extra. And I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like that's what these women are talking about, which in my opinion, this is just me, this is not all women, but in my opinion, I feel like that's because it's that fantasy they're looking for. And it's not actually, I had this experience with these rough people and now, or these edgy people, and now I know this is really what I want. I think it was more so for most people, they're like, I want that adventure. I want that excitement. And being with somebody who's edgy or being with somebody who's a risk taker gives me that adventure, that excitement. And I don't feel like I'm just bored all the time.
All right. I'm reading Nicole's comment. She said, for me, back in the day, I didn't like dating nice guys because a lot of times they'll get picked on. And
that's
so
facts. That's facts.
And yeah. And so is it like, and so obviously guys get picked on and get beat up, they can't protect you, and a woman want to feel protected. Do you feel like that edgy guys give you that protection? Like, oh, well, he's edgy, so he can fight. Or he's edgy, so he in the streets. Like, I know it's just this edgy thing. And with Future and Russell, that's a perfect kind of scenario. You know what I mean? But like when we talk about it, like, so is it because he perceived Russ to be safe or soft, or he can't fight, or he can't protect Sierra? Like, I don't know if this man can't fight. I don't know if this man, he's protected Sierra's, to me, he's protected Sierra. He's protected her image, her name, her life, her children. So does he need to go ahead and beat up somebody? Does he, to prove that he can protect her? Oh, he need to go ahead and cheat on her. Because if he cheats on her, he's different. He's not, he's a dog just like everybody else. So let me ask you this, Nicole. Could you date somebody who's like kind of, I would say, corny in a perspective, but he could keep you safe? Like, if we're gonna go by a true definition of corny, your cousin is corny. He's a corny guy. Only difference is that we ain't gonna get into that. Only difference. The only difference between the only thing that he does and do that corny people does, he beat up people.
Oh man, this is a sad
Right,
situation, dog. It's a
if
sad
you
situation.
didn't know how to if you didn't know how to fight, I think you'd be really, really corny. How it's identified. So, would you date somebody like your cousin? I had an ex who got hit in his mouth right in front of me, then walked off, and the guy that hit him. Damn.
Jesus.
I'm just, dog. Nicole, you making that up.
You know what? It's funny.
He hit him, was like, "Dad, you my boyfriend now."
God. You know what? I laugh. You know, I think what it is, I think it's a mixture, like you said, Fifi. I appreciate everything you're saying. I do got another question for you too, Fifi. I want to know because I'm hearing everything he's saying. It's like, I really think you said yes. Okay, you said yes because he a mixture. That's what you're talking about. Like, dang God, I mean, and I think what it is that the biggest thing, and she said she's not making that up. I think with most is that a lot of girls, a lot of women, this is a big thing, just like a lot of men too. So ladies, I can't believe I'm clarifying myself, but I just want to be cool, so I want to have a good conversation today with everybody. It's hard for a woman to know what a man is if she's never been with one, or she's never seen the example of one. So she can only go by the examples that she's been around for the most part. Just like a man, you won't know what a good woman is unless you've had the experience of being around one or seeing the behaviors of one. Normally what happens in most situations, and we all can agree with this, everybody don't have the strong, mature mindset early on in their lives, right? They tend to go with guys make foolish decisions. We go with girls that, again, the beauty aspect, that look the part, that honestly are willing to put out faster. We just got to be honest. When you're young, you're willing to put out faster. She looked good, and all these other stuff. You know what I'm saying? All these factors that have nothing to do with her being a good woman, but that's who we flock to because it's the road to least resistance, right? And just like with women, if all you seen is your mama dating hood guys, your aunties dating hood guys, and you see it's like a constant repeat of guy, doing this in front of you, doing that in front of you, and those are guys you've been around because you date locally instead of going over outside of things that are the norm, because you gotta want better. That's one thing I realized. You gotta want better. And if you're so used, you have to understand that's what happens sometimes. But then you can have things like, well, some people just got really good strongholds on people. Everybody ain't the same. People have a longing to be alone, and some people gonna like what they like for whatever reason. You know how they say opposites attract and things of that nature. Yeah. When you use the future Russell Wilson, that's always a good aspect because Russell Wilson might be able to do everything to protect his wife in a situation. And I think what happens is that a lot of women lose what real protection is. Physical protection is one aspect of protection, but you need to think of the other aspects of protection. A man that protects your heart, your emotion, your mental, your peace, your financial stability. it's a man that protects everything of you, not just what he wants to protect of you. That means he's selectively protective. I mean, some aspects, man, forget you. It's all good. I can talk crap about you. I can dog you out. I can cheat on you. I can make you feel horrible. I can do all those different things. But if somebody disrespects you, you know what I'm saying, I'll put them down. Not knowing that if that's the case, if you want to protect me from somebody that's disrespecting me, you should probably jump off the bridge and kill yourself because you're the one that's doing most of the damage to me. So, when you have those different aspects, like Matt was just saying, when you got, women constantly saying, and I want to say women, kind of immature. We got, and sometimes we got to put things in perspective, talking about how it's just, what's the best word to describe it? Because it's like we have to put in things perspective that we have got to stop being led by immature people with our decision making. We got to stop letting immature individuals lead and be the spokesperson for whole communities. Like Nicole, you just said this right here. My daddy schooled us well and showed us what a real man's supposed to be.
That's a fact.
And that's facts, you know what I'm saying? Because I know my uncle. And the aspect of things is that when you have women, and I'm just going to say it like this. When you got women like, don't know her personally, but I can only go by her actions. When you got women like Young Miami, right? Who come on and say some of the most, like you scratch your head at some of the stuff she say. And I'm like, is it really women out there that actually think these are facts, that these is good? And the answer is yes. She says so many different things. Yeah. I've heard her say, quote unquote, a woman, your pussy ain't nothing if you ain't had a couple of babies already. So now she make a woman who has decided to have standards about herself to say, I'm just not going to let every guy run up in me and impregnate me. And because I don't do that, I'm less of a woman. You're going to attack my womanhood? And y'all allow these fugitives to be the spokesperson for y'all.
You almost said it.
Yeah, I was like, these fugitives, y'all let these chicks be the spokesperson for y'all. No disrespect, but forget that. You let Beyonce's, Meg Thee Stallions, and all the rest of these great singers, Sierra included, talk y'all into this pseudo-independent woman talk. And these women are happily married.
I was just about to say, they got their man.
They got him. They got their man.
And the crazy part is, I guarantee you this. Jay already did it, and he proved it.
Yep.
He might look like a camel. He cheated on Beyonce. She weren't leaving.
She didn't leave.
If Russell go ahead and have sex with 30 white girls and 10 Asians and 5 black people, Sierra not leaving.
She ain't leaving.
No.
We ain't saying that cheating is right. We want y'all to understand what we're saying. And I really hope my ladies hearing me on this, man.
All right, yeah,
stop letting these fugitives run it. Letting fugitives hurt women run and be the spokesperson for a whole community of amazing women.
Let me clarify. At the end of the day, they need a man. You need a man. We need a woman.
Say that again. Please say that again.
They need a man and we need a woman. Straight up. Like they know what they got to lose. They will. It was this quote. This not meaning to down her, but it makes a lot of sense in the perspective. Carmelo can always get another Lala, but Lala will never get another Carmelo. And I'm not saying this to say that she's invaluable or whatever. Mm-hmm. Not trying to say that, but to put out there that they're not going to leave the man that provides for them, protects them, keeps them, and make sure their lifestyles live to where they want to live,
right,
to appease anybody else. Now, Beyonce can sing single ladies. Megan say I can be independent and forget, these N-words.
Mm-hmm.
And they can say all other stuff. But at the end of the day, they are guarded and protected and sponsored by their own husbands. They ain't leaving them.
They ain't leaving them. And the part that we get, and Cole, I get you, this the way the world is, but I'm going to tell you another big part of that. It's the way women allow the world to make it for them. Because y'all can simply do one thing. Y'all can ante up together, which y'all won't do. That's like 3 women living in the house. Normally 3 women in the house, they don't want to stay together because somebody want to be the queen. The problem is, the only reason they get to be, y'all let fugitives, y'all like to have the fugitives. Y'all like to let the fugitives speak for y'all. But then in the same aspect, y'all want to complain about women that act like the fugitives. These girls out here trying to take people men. Nigga, you protect the fugitives. The person you just had stand at the podium, hello, was just talking about that. She telling you everything else. She trying to tell y'all that that's why I say single women stay single because of single women. Y'all let single women talk y'all out of good relationships. And you let them coach you into getting in bad ones. Oh, girl, he trying to be controlling. He trying to be controlling because he say, hey, babe, let's check the books. Let's make sure all that will be taken care of. Let's not do nothing foolish with our money because we want to have a long term. We want to be set up for the marathon, not a sprint. But it's funny because some of y'all women, when you by yourself, you do the same kind of penny pitching, right? Because you got to take care of your families, your kids, and all this other good stuff. So you learn how to make $1 out of 15 cents. And then when you get a hold of a guy, a good man, not a boy dressed in man clothes that we talk about, that he don't have the image. He does everything a man is supposed to do. The problem is that most of you women, again, have never been around real men. Never. You don't even know what one look like. So when you get a hold of it, he seems strange. Like, what he trying to do? Control me? No. That's called real protection. Not just saying like, man, what'd he say to you? What'd he say to you? He watching what he say to you. He watching how he treats you. He not only love you, he'll love everything that you come with. And all you got to do is respect that man. The problem is, it's a lot of things, the small things that women could do when they get a good man, they blatantly refuse to do. Because it makes them feel that they're no longer in control. Y'all feel like y'all not in control. Some women feel that to respect the man is to disrespect themselves, which is the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life. You feel that if you show your man who is good to you the same respect that he's showing you, that it makes you weaker. Y'all chicks, stop watching reality TV shows. You talk about y'all rather stand on a crutch. And I'm like I said, I'm spending time talking about the women who do this. You stand on a crutch of I'm depressed, I got all this stuff going on. It ain't no good man. Stop it. No, the man that you pick, as y'all like to say to each other, sis, the man that you pick, sis, ain't a good man. And you know it.
The choice can be right in front of you. You like, you know what? You can get this dude who got muscles. I don't want to identify that. I'm sorry. I don't want to define as corny, but you can have this guy who got dreadlocks. I don't know. Dang, I feel like I'm hating. I ain't got dreadlocks and I ain't got no muscles no more.
No, but you're saying like it's just the average what they look.
All right, you can take the typical guy. And it's like, all right, hey, my friends like him. Or it's like, hey, this guy is responsible. He goes work 9 to 5. He take care of his money. He don't disrespect anybody. And he'll rather pick not to start trouble before actually getting into trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all go with the latter. Y'all go with the opposite guy.
Yep.
And then be upset when it doesn't work out. And look, I ain't trying to even say Courtney guys is all that neither, but what I'm saying is be observant of your choices.
Yep. And stand on it. And stand on it.
Like, come on, man. If you see this guy out disrespecting people, or you see how
he do the same thing to you,
how he talks to people, how he talks to like his parents, like I don't, man. Look,
it's like women be having signs in their face like that as subtle as somebody with an AK-47. It's right there in front of your face. You see it. And guess what? Men do too.
Yeah.
What we're trying to say is that we got to stop using this excuse that you don't see the sign, or you using the excuse that all the people that you meet are bad. No, your decision making in regards to who you choose have been bad. I had to make, okay, real talk. I used to love girls, I used to love girls like that Edge.
I love Rex.
I used to like them. I used to like them. You get with them, they fun. You be like, man, girl, you crazy for that junk. But then you realize, as you start to have the relationship, you realize, man, this ain't nothing but sex. I just lusted after you. We really don't connect on nothing. We don't connect on nothing else but sex. If it ain't sex, we don't have a connection. If we didn't have sex again, I wouldn't want to be your friend. I wouldn't want to have nothing to do with you. See, that's me taking honesty on my part, because that's why I used to like. I come out just because I came from the hood, born and raised, East Side Detroit. Oh, you know what I'm saying? My whole aspect of things were I want to put my family in a better position. So I'm going to do everything I need to do that I can do that for myself.
Yep.
I want it to be like I want to come back and work in my community. And I've been able to do all those things and still doing it. The issue was when it came to women, I used the same excuse that women were using. I like what I like. And that's a problem, because you can like poison. That don't mean you should be drinking it. And we always blame other women, but you can't blame people that you chose. Nope. If you choose them, I can't blame that girl. Like, man, this girl, she bad. Because it should be the same things. It's bad. She, sometimes it feel like it's a little different. Get you a little man. You remind me of the girls. Man, I used to be in the hood. You cool and everything else. See all this way. Do this, do that. And then guess what? You know what you end up doing? I'm telling you, as a man that's like that, I started nitpicking in my head. Mm-hmm. I'm like, dang, man. Do you own a dress? Do you own a pair of good heels? Do you know can I take you to an expensive restaurant and not be afraid of what people thinking about you? And I feel a certain way, like, dang, why you looking like this? Why you looking like you don't have better? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know that sound bad to a whole bunch of people out here, right? But again, it's honest, and I'm being for real. You look at a couple things. Then as I got older, I realized, man, I'm not a guy. I don't have a lot of kids. I didn't have no baby mamas out here. I got married. I divorced my wife. I've been taking care of my kid ever since. I love her. Y'all know the story. I love my baby girl. So I gave up the excuse when I saw other women with kids. I'm like, look, I need to get out of that. I'm divorced. I'm 30. Most women going to have kids. So if I'm going to date somebody, they're going to have kids. So let me get over it. Let's just see how she handled it with kids. And I love kids. Got with women with kids, right? First thing I noticed, man, you ain't no disciplinarian. Your kids run all over the place. So now I get in here. I get your kids in order. They ain't disrespecting you no more. They cleaning. They doing. I've given them accountability. I've given them structure. The moment I leave, if I'm just out for a day or a week or gone and not there, they back out of order because you don't keep doing it. So what I notice is that the kids is not the problem. You're the problem. And once you start doing those things, you got to stop holding up on people. When you see the issue and it ain't changing and it's repetitive without any change coming through, it's time to call it quits. I don't care what nobody say. Mm-hmm. It's time to call it quits because you can't change people. You can't change people, and you shouldn't be in it to change them. You have to go into it saying, hey, this may never change with this person. Am I willing to stay with this if it never changes? If not, go about your business.
Yep.
And the same thing for men and women. We got to stop making excuses for picking bad people. Just stop picking them. Readjust what you know is right. If you don't know what it is, you need to sit back and explain it. Because you're really not that stupid to know what it is a good woman should be. It has nothing to do with looks. That's just icing on the cake. That's wrapping paper. Just like with a guy. It has nothing to do with the way they look. It has everything to do with how they treat people, how they treat themselves, and the things they do like that. The problem is nobody want to do nothing, man. You get upset because the excuses is not there. Y'all talk about corny guys. Like I said, I would be considered corny because I take care of my kid. I take care of my family. I'm not out here looking, but at the same aspect, I don't hesitate to whoop somebody's ass. And guess what? And real talk, you're so crazy. But the other part of that is, as I've gotten older, and my cousin is my witness, I've become a better man in saying I got too much to lose to waste it on ain't shit motherfuckers. And if we don't ever get to that point in life where we grow and mature, you can't be the same person you was at 18.
Yep.
If you're a man or a woman, if you're the same person you were at 18, you wasted your whole damn life. You're supposed to get better. I should not want the same type of goofy, immature, selfish woman at 18 that I want now when I'm 30 or 40. You shouldn't want that. And if you are still got that mindset, it ain't the people you dating, it's you. So do some self-evaluation and get some, you know what I'm saying, some accountability. This man on the side of me has his wife, his 2 girls, a great job, and is always taking care of his family. So what? That makes him corny because he's always wanted a family. He didn't want to go out here hoeing and slutting his damn whole life. That makes him corny.
Yep.
And he damn sure can protect his damn family. He damn sure can protect himself. Ladies, stop going with what you think looks like it's protection. Go with what is protection. It ain't just damn physical. Grow the hell up, women. Stop using everybody up for excuse. Stop wanting what you see another chick have. Always trying to go after what you see another woman have. Don't know what she going through. She getting her damn head beat in, and you want it. Oh, that girl. Oh, girl, you know what? She driving in this car. Yup, and when she go there, every time she go in the house, this motherfucker get drunk and start whooping her ass. That's what you want to be? You want to be that. Y'all like watching TV so much? Look at BMF. Great example. La character. She rather go back to getting her behind whooped. And granted, I mean, the kid would add a girlfriend too, but, you know, they'll go behind the place. But it just showed how much she willing. She had, I got to make sure I'm secure and, you know, that we can be taken care of. And was willing to go back to a horrible situation other than just take a loss and try to get things worked out with herself, get something better. That don't make sense. So I would tell girls you out here talking about corny guys because they don't want to have drama. They don't want to have drama in their life. They want peace. So basically, that's what corny means. A lot of immature women, that he wants to have peace in his life. He want to make good money without having to go to jail and risk being fucked in the ass in a jail cell for fucking 40-something years because you want him to go to jail for slanging dope and killing niggas all his life. That's what y'all talking about y'all want to do while y'all lie and say, I'm holding it down for you out here. You ain't holding it down for him out here. You getting banged up by the dude that's taking his place. Don't try to play somebody that know what's up, man. Y'all trying to play the victim role all the time, man. Stop playing the victim role. Get out of yourself. You made bad decisions. Guys, too, stop getting mad at these girls. Talking about, man, she a horrible woman. You knew she was horrible. You just wanted the pussy.
Yep.
You knew she was horrible. Stop playing that game. I hate people playing victim all the time. You knew what she was. Oh, man, I didn't know she was like that. Dude, you was sleeping with her while she was with a dude.
Yep.
Now you're trying to figure out why she ain't there. She got 5 or 6 kids. Take the hint. 5 or 6 kids. That means maybe 5 or 6 or 2 or 3 different guys before you said she ain't worth it. I'm telling y'all got to stop this, man. I don't care how much surgery you get, ladies. There's always some woman coming down the line that's going to have a better, more pleasing body to a man because immature men are never satisfied. They always going by looks. So if it's new, they always looking for the next eye candy. So I don't care how much surgery you get. One day, you're going to be the old broad in the club. One day, you're going to be, I had that already. Let me try something new. So you need to focus on some things that's going to be concrete. Some things that really matter. Like getting yourself in order. Like correcting your horrible attitude that you got. Well, correcting the horrible bad taste that you might have in men. Let's try that. How about you correct being by yourself for a minute and stop letting every man get in your bed and enter you because you're lonely or you're horny. Check yourself. That's what you probably do. Guys, the same way. Stop dropping your seed in all these women. Women, stop letting these guys run up raw in you and then talk about them like they ain't crap. I see you all the time. You get on social media. First, you talk about you got hearts and heart emojis and all this other stuff, pictures, y'all laying together, y'all up in the club with 2 drinks in your hand, blunt in your hand, doing a hookah. Now y'all, we in love. Now the next thing, he ain't crap. What's next? Single for life. Stop putting your business on Facebook.
Nigga says
single for life. Now you went from, I'm down with him forever, now I'm single for life. That makes you look stupid because it shows how indecisive and how careless you are with your pussy. Stop letting every guy screw you. And guys, stop screwing every woman. Stop thinking because you done got the pussy that it's all good. And then as soon as you get it, you leave a kid there. And then you take out the fact that the baby mama horrible because you don't want to take care of the kid and thinking that, oh man, I'm paying child support and stuff like that, that's taking care of the kid. Kids are more than just money. Kids is you going there, you being there in their lives. So if you care about your seed, you care about your kids, and you care about all these little things, start acting like it. Stop trying to pump fake for every damn thing on social media and everything else. Grow the hell up. Some of y'all it's too much for me. Grow the hell up. Y'all too damn old to be talking the same thing. Some of you 40-year-old hood rats talking the same thing you were talking when you were 18. Some of you saying, niggas that was selling weed at 18, you selling weed now. You ain't even graduated to cocaine or heroin or anything else. Talking about, man, these chicks ain't nothing out here. You ain't nothing. You're doing the same thing for the last couple of years. You ain't never progressed. Your transmission got stuck in neutral, and you're expecting people to have some respect for you. You want to be an ain't shit nigga and expecting a woman to treat you like you gold. It don't work like that. You expecting to be a promiscuous hoe and want a man to treat you like a queen. It don't work like that. Stop asking everybody to change around you, and you ain't even changing your damn self. It ain't even all the way to say it. I've been doing good when I keep from cussing, but it's like, it ain't, some people just ain't getting it, bro. They just don't get it, man.
Let you go.
It's just crazy, man. They just don't get it. It irritates me because I look at my daughter, I look at my, you know what I'm saying, my goddaughters and everybody else, and I look at all these people coming up in such a screwed up generation because it's so damn selfish. It's all survival mode. You got to do what's ever in your best interest. I'm not doing that. I'm raising my daughter to thrive out in this bad boy. Ain't gonna be no survivor mode. Survivor mode is for poor people. Because all they do is want to survive. They're going to do any scheming thing possible. I'm going to get a big booty, a big pair of tits, full lips, so I can trick a guy to come in and take care of me so he can look at the outside, the wrapping paper, and never open the gift and see I ain't shit. Guys out here, I'm going to get a whole bunch of money so I can trick these girls to making them think like I look like a man. I'm going to give me a couple of Mickey Mouse tattoos. Let them think I'm tough, that nobody can't do nothing with me. Walk around with my guns. Let them think nobody can have me down. Just to, not knowing that, niggas, many guys that got laid out on these streets, guns on them in the holster. So she can see that so she won't never see that I'm really an insecure guy that ain't never was taught how to be raised to love the woman the right way or be a real man. But I can hide it with my money because that's all she got to see because she's just as materialistic as me. Grow up. I'm done on that, man. What's our next topic?
Hey, look, hey, P.S. He still whoop ass. So,
God, man, it just irritates because I know we talk about this so often, and it just irritates because we say it all the time. Like, dude, why y'all talking? It's like, and we got really offended. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got offended with that corny comment that they kept saying about Michael B. Jordan. I got offended by that.
I ain't like that neither. Like I said, whether I get identified as not, I don't really think I am. But like in general, like I don't like for guys to try to do the right thing. Get put in bad situations because somebody has perception like, you ain't somebody I want because you just don't have a edge or you
ain't got an edge.
I don't like if I had a boy and it's like, I want to raise him up the right way, that you know what, at the end of the day he won't have that woman because he'll be too corny. So I'll be happy.
Yeah, like you said, at the end of the day, it's just crazy. Like you just say off the bat, like we're raising, like, and I take back, like I don't want to say because I'm not gonna say that I'm corny. I'm gonna just say I'm a real man. Unfortunately, it's just that some of you women ain't never seen one before. So it's hard for you to recognize it. All you ever seen is boys raised by women to taught to be just like women. That's all you ever seen in your life. So how I can't even fault you for being attracted to guys that act feminine, that just as emotional as y'all. That want to stay right there. They want more attention than you. You ain't never been around a man that really want to protect you. Nope. That want to keep you from doing the right thing. They want to protect you from life. Bro, I'm like, man, when I was married, I want to protect my wife from the workplace. That's why I said, baby, stay home. I got it.
Because he was going to whoop some ass.
You know what I'm saying? They're just stupid, bro. I just don't understand it. Because you want what you want. We want to raise our boys to be smart enough not to do stupid stuff like John Morant.
Oh, that's a fact.
To be smart enough to handle it. To be like, man, when you get a blessing and your brand and your purpose should be number one, don't destroy it for nobody.
Nope.
Nobody. Because you're trying to hang out with guys that low-key want to see you, that low-key want your life and is jealous of you. Any man that you hang around, real talking, I'm done, and you got it out this, cuz.
Go ahead.
Any man that hangs around guys who never tell you that you are wrong or try to get you out of situation, say, bro, we got to get up out of here. Let me tell you, let me school some of you young cats. Them cats is jealous of you. They want to see you fall. When you guys got a better life and provided a better life in every aspect, when you got to go to schools where you get some real outstanding education, when you could be in neighborhoods where you ain't got to worry about walking down the street and getting robbed and harassed all the time. When you get a guy that's blessed to have that kind of environment, anytime he get around guys that don't have that blessing, them guys get jealous. They can't stand you, man. So I'm just telling y'all, man, stop being around these yes men and these jealous guys. All they do is talk about you. They make jokes about you. Like, oh man, yeah, man, this guy ain't want to do that. It's truth and jokes, man. Stop doing that, man. Stop trying to please people who ain't worth it. You owe nobody in this life. You owe no one but yourself. You want to help them? Start some job training in some communities to help them change their mindset within the community. You ain't got to give them cats money. Everybody you want to give money or a job to don't want to do that. Y'all talk junk about them. Let's get out of the basketball, but y'all better start developing a LeBron James mentality when it comes to how you deal with guys from that you're supposed to be close to you. He only helped out the guys that stayed down day one and had a business-minded mindset. Because guess what? Not only is LeBron James rich, these guys now are rich. Not, you know what I'm saying, because of the fact that he helped them, but he helped them help themselves. Period. So all of y'all out there, man, for real talk, I know we just talk about the BBLs, but basic thing I just got to say on that BBL aspect and all this other stuff and everything else y'all try to do to change the outward appearance of you, is BS. Your mindset got to change. You got to become a better person. You got to do things different, period. You ain't going to get advanced in life by doing the same thing that got you right now where you at. The same thing is going to keep you where you're going to be at. You got to change. You got to have a different mindset. You got to flip things up. You got to be honest with yourself. Stop thinking that if you change some things on the outward appearance, I don't care. I could put a suit on a bum right now. I could put him in the best. I could put him in a Tom Ford suit, the best one you ever seen, down from head to toe, dressed nice. Some of y'all would treat him different because of the way he looks.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to treat people the same based on their actions. Because even if he go to the bathroom and snort 8 lines of cocaine, I don't care if he dressed up or he a bum. They both still coke heads. What's going on today?
You're stupid, dog. All right. So we'll go to this one, and I'll see how far our host want to take it. But Chris Rock dropped his Netflix special called Selective. What's all Selective?
Was it Selective Outrage? I think
Selective Outrage. So we're actually gonna do a quick review on it. I'll go ahead and go first. We're gonna review it, and we're gonna reflect on what other people think of it, right?
Yes, sir.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I felt like all the jokes were solid. I felt like we had a classic Chris Rock where he kind of attacked political things. When he talk about racial things, it's so funny because we look at from a perspective of that race, it's almost how it is.
Right.
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed him talking about recent events and also previous events, but we all waited for the Will Smith thing.
Right.
And boy, I felt like he executed everything perfectly. We did see at the end where I'll let Randy go into that one because I want him to actually attack that one. But at the end, like I said, I think he felt like he hit the game winner. Like just that applause he got from the audience is how he felt then. Like it was almost worth the slap, in my opinion. But to just know that people have different opinions of how they feel about Chris Rock after this. I want him to go to the Will Smith one later, but we're just gonna go for what I know right now.
Right.
Some people didn't like it. They said it was corny, or that it already happened and that he should have addressed it then, and that now it just seemed like it's tasteless because he attacked Will and Jada and anybody else. So I'm gonna go and start to say this.
Cool.
If any man open hand slaps me,
right,
they deserve everything they got coming.
Right.
So for Chris Rock to get slapped, even though I don't think he would have beat up Will if they fought, for him to get slapped, not to go on any campaigns to attack him violently, not to go ahead and assassinate his character. Now this is a whole year that this happened.
Right.
He didn't assassinate his character. He ain't talk about him. He ain't go on no View or on these podcasts to talk about what happened. He let it live. Will, like he let it all happen. But once after that slap, he was already on tour. After that slap, his ticket sales skyrocketed. Sold out everywhere.
Right.
So we wanted to hear what he wanted to say. And
Absolutely.
baby, hey, you know what the lady say? Hey, baby.
Right.
He did what anybody with his platform, his art form did. He got them back that way.
Right.
And I don't understand how people can see why they thought he did the wrong thing. Like he did everything that people like he discussed. He did and said everything that people said on The View, on Drink Champs, Breakfast Club, and these other outlets that dealt with Will Smith and Jada. They all said the same thing. And even after the slap, it was on Undisputed, which is a sports podcast
Right.
for the media. They talked about the slap.
Right.
It had nothing to do with sports. They talked about the slap. That's how big it was. So for him to attack it in that manner, man, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Right.
I wish Chris Rock much success. And I just hope that it doesn't. I just hope better for Will Smith and even Jada. Like I said, I just hope better for them. I hope Chris Rock continues to excel in his career. Like, and this is me being honest. He kind of faded off a little bit, but he was still Chris Rock. Like he still could get booked at the Oscars, but nobody's gonna check in on like he's Kevin Hart or anybody like that.
Mm-hmm.
But for that slap that honestly excelled his career, in my opinion, which I don't know if it's worth it. Girl,
right.
Over here smacking you on stage.
Oof,
but man, like I said, I just thought the Netflix special was great. I hope he does another one. If I could say one thing, and people may not like it, I wouldn't do the slap joke anymore. I felt like it's been over a year, which people felt. Which, I felt like, all right, it happened. The guy who got slapped executed the joke very well, not just in a funny way, but in a more impactful way if you watch the special.
Right.
But I feel like if he attack it again or say the joke again, it would seem more like he's salty about what happened versus actually, all right, hey, I thought about it. I said my piece, it's done. Right. So I feel like, leave it on where it is and let that be. And I'm going to pass over to Mr. Johnson. I know he got a lot of things to say about the show, what happened, and they were going to go ahead and go together. But that's just what I thought about the show.
I agree with you. I know we talked about it, and I thought, first of all, I know we both are Chris Rock fans. I think he's a really good comedian. I think he's a thought-provoking comedian along the same measures of Dave Chappelle,
Paul Mooney.
Yeah, Paul Mooney, and I'm trying to think of what's the white guy. When I think of his name, I can't believe I'm drawing the blank here for him. He's an older cat. He passed away too. He's gone. I have to look. I don't even want to move on until I figure out his name. Let me see here. George Carlin. On the neighbors of George Carlin. They thought provoking. They challenge the things that's right here in our face, especially politically, socially, economically, and get us to think. And I respect people like that. That's why comedy is a great platform.
It made it funny.
Yep, and make it funny. It's like truth. That's why what's that thing? Is truth in jokes? Because it is truth in the jokes.
Yeah.
I think that it's just good. I just think it's good.
Yeah, and not to even cut you off, I meant to say to address like we were talking about. I think Chris Rock, as well as other famous comedians that we just named, talk about everybody across the board, race, religion, political stance, social stance. They all were talked about, and it was to be fair. And like I said, it more of thought provoking. So we also hear that he just talk about black people, or he just talk, and I just don't agree, or even how that narrative even exists. So sorry, go ahead, continue, cuz.
Oh no, you good to go, man. And that's it. It's just that what I love the most about his special is because I look forward to hearing what he gonna talk about. Of course, everybody was wanting to hear what he was gonna say about the smack, right? And it's been over a year, right? Or at least coming up on a year.
Yeah.
It's about this time frame, the Oscars, because I think the Oscars are next week, or this week coming up is one of the two. So it's really yes, it's something like that. And the thing is, we hear this from so many people. This is why I say y'all got to be very careful about being selectively. I don't like selective. What I'm saying, patriots. It's like when you selectively, you want to be a selective patriot. Now you want to be patriotic. You selectively patriotic when you want to be, when it's something that you care about. or selectively pro-black. You want to be selectively pro-black when everybody agree with you, but when your opinion is not agreed with, you go on the attack with them. And that's a child mentality. And some of y'all have never grown up because your mamas and daddies did not whoop your ass and let you know. Grow the hell up. Mom, you know what? I'm gonna say this, and a lot of people don't say. I remember one time a guy told me, and I'll get right back into it. He told me one time, because I was like, I believe in disciplining your children. Sometimes your kids need a spanking, especially when they get so far off track or so disrespectful after you've tried every other alternative. Discipline is not abuse. To you hippie liberals out there, sometimes y'all are so soft. And this guy told me one time, he's like, have you ever spanked your children? I'm like, yeah. Not a lot at all, because I ain't had to. Because that one spanking was enough. And my discipline was enough to where they don't want to do it. And he was like, let me ask you a question. If your car doesn't start up, do you hit it? And I said, yeah, you ignorant bitch. I go underneath that motherfucker and I hit the starter. I knock on the starter and it starts right up. Your point that you're trying to make is ignorant, because a car is an object that's only powered with, you know what I'm saying, with mechanics and computers. Like, don't be a dumb idiot. You know what I'm saying? I hate I don't like liberal people who are so soft, but when they need the hard stuff to get done, that's when you call the big boys. Where's the police? But any other time, man, let's keep the police away. They're so violent. They're so this and that. But when somebody breaking in your house and hitting you upside your head, now you want the tough guys to come out. Can't have it both ways, brother. So with Chris Rock, this is what I'll say with this. It's so amazing how you hit on so many different things, and I put it to so many different aspects of life. The one thing I want people to understand is that this man, as you know what I'm saying, as Mr. Reese said, man, y'all realize, and I think I told a couple of different people this before. I said this on one of the lives on my personal page. Do y'all know what a smack is and when it's done to a man? Do y'all have any idea what that does to a man?
Hey, give some history. Give some history.
Y'all realize back in the 1700s.
Yep, give some history.
When a guy would take a glove and walk up to another man and smack him with that glove, saying, I need satisfaction. Bop, bop. That smack signified that in the morning, one of y'all about to die. That's how symbolic that is. When a man said he wanted satisfaction, he mean a man did something to him so bad he had to come and smack him and say, I want my satisfaction. I'm going to see you in the morning. We having a gun duel. You don't believe me? Look it up. Y'all ain't got to sit there and just believe everything you hear. I hope you don't. Do y'all research. Don't be lazy. And what happens is that they go back to back in the company of a couple other men. Might be doctors, might be some of their friends in respective walks of life for them. They'll stand back to back. Both of them take a weapon of choice. They'll take 10 paces. And when told to, they turn around and they shoot. That was the end of the discussion. Somebody died or somebody got mortally wounded. All because of a smack.
Yep.
So this man, who has been told has a disorder, I forgot the disorder that Chris has, that he kind of kept under wraps for a long time.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, but he smacked him. First of all, let's just be honest. Will Smith smacked and felt it was appropriate to smack. Somebody said, "Oh, he had a snap." He kind of snapped. Nope. What he did is that what he did. He saw like, this guy not gonna do nothing back to me, and this is my opportunity. I'm not gonna smack my wife, that's who I want to smack. So I'm gonna go up here. I'm gonna smack this guy because I got this look for my wife, and he did it. And I want to walk down that whole different story. We all, if you didn't see it, you heard about it, and y'all all made fun of it Y'all even did the song "Forget Me Nots" to Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. I mean, y'all did it. It's funny how y'all didn't mind the memes showing over and over again Chris Rock getting slapped and him being quiet the whole time until him so he could digest it, right? You know what I'm saying? Get himself together, mentally together. He didn't play the victim for nobody, like all of y'all do half the time. Always playing victim. Going on here acting, oh man, this person did this to me, this person did that to me. And now he didn't do none of that. He didn't go on a tour of sympathy. All of y'all kept talking about it. Will wanted to make an apology. I reached out to Chris. He said that he'll reach out when he want to talk to me at a time, which is a courteous way of saying that, man, I can't, I'm not even about to deal with you, man, because your apology is fake. The only reason you apologizing is because of the backlash you got.
You know what? If he would have apologized on stage after he had did it,
it would have been different.
I would even say it would have been different, but his apology would have had more respect.
Respect
for his apology, because like, all right, dang, I just messed up. I want to apologize for what I did. He did it, knowing like, man, whatever.
Yep.
But everything I hit, that's like, oh, I'm sorry, because I don't think he's sorry.
I don't think he's sorry whatsoever. And then the big speech he gave at the end when he got his award, everybody looked, because guess what? People was already disgusted. Like, first of all, most people was like, why are you still here? Why is this man still in the audience? And then now you decide that because you get on there on a couple occasions and say you sorry, now all is supposed to be forgiven. I'm sorry that you adopted your wife's entitlement in your life. And I really hope that you said that you've grown, but it seemed like you didn't do nothing. It seemed like your nuts disappeared. And the only thing that you did was grow into a bigger bitch. Because for you to tell a man, oh man, he got to get over it. I got over it. Man, that speaks volumes about you. Talk about it's just, that is disrespectful. No, you disrespectful.
And
you're lucky you didn't deal with somebody that was crazy. And you wouldn't have did that with nobody is crazy. You smacked this guy knowing he wouldn't did it. And everything he said at the end of his special, I don't want to ruin it for some of y'all because maybe y'all ain't seen it. Maybe some of y'all won't never see it. But I can tell you this. The last 8 minutes of his special was probably the most realest and best aspect I've ever seen of Chris Rock in my lifetime of knowing him.
Yep.
Because he was transparent. It was no laughing from him. You tell he was coming straight from his heart. You could tell that he had dealt with that situation for the last year. You could tell that everybody kept saying and had comments about it. And all he kept saying with the most and uttermost class was apologizing to everybody. He apologized because that night we forgot it's the first time that, you know what I'm saying, it was 3 women hosting the Oscars. He apologized, saying, man, I'm sorry, man, I destroyed your night. He didn't destroy their night. He did what they normally do. He said a whole bunch of different jokes to a whole bunch of different people out there while he was doing his monologue. They laughed it off and did it. But one person get mad because of a past issue you got with him. Now it's supposed to be different? Get out of here. Again, selective. It'd be a different story if everybody that he was joking on got upset. That's different. Like, hold on, man. Why you would say that about me? That would have been different. Because then that would have been his clue to read the room and say, okay, let me stop doing these jokes. Period. Yep. That didn't happen like that because they know this is what they do. Now this guy get on stage. It's crazy. To get on stage, he does it. And you could tell he was upset. He's like, man, to do that to me after everybody has said this about you. After I've been defending you. And it's been proven that he defended. Like, man, let's let them have that issue. He didn't even touch the issue with him and his wife. He never said nothing about it.
And to even to your point, cuz if he would have said anything about entanglement or a relationship or stuff like that, like I don't like I said, we talked about in the past. I don't think the G.I. Jane joke was a like a malicious joke.
Yeah.
I think if it wasn't Chris Rock, he would have laughed. Somebody would have just laughed off. I felt like she got upset and he had to do it to somebody.
Yep. If it had been that way, if it had been a woman and said, "Girl, I can't wait for you in G.I. Jane," bang, bang, bang. Everything. It was selective. It was just because it was him. And even like I said, Will Smith laughed, and guess what? He selectively said, "Okay, this the guy I'm gonna get to. Like, you gonna let this guy get away with that? The one that I tried to tell to quit his job because you couldn't get an award, you gonna let him get away with that?" And then guess what? He let you have it. And it's funny, Will Smith still running his mouth, talking about it's good. It's like, bro, why didn't you where was this? I'm gonna tell you this. This is the one thing I could tell people. One, y'all need to shut up telling Chris Rock he can't speak his truth. He probably ain't never gonna talk about this again. That was his energy. He done, it's gone, it's over, right? Everybody talking about he need to get over it. It's been a year. Shut up. Some of y'all been in the relationships gone, baby daddy, baby mama drama issues that have been going on for years. You still holding it, got grudges and everything else, and you got the audacity to tell somebody else to get over it. Y'all get over it. Grow the hell up again.
Get it, Rex. Get it, Rex.
You know what I'm saying? Get over it. Let me tell y'all that. Let me tell all you brother, get over it. You get over it. Let this man get out telling somebody when they got to heal. Get out of here. Y'all crazy. Hey, I agree that people need to heal, but they need to do it in their own time frame without destroying other people. That's fair. So he said what he said. And other people coming out. Shout out to D.L. Hughley.
What D.L. Hughley say?
D.L. Hughley said he can't believe the audacity of people telling him he can't speak up about this that happened to him. Keep in mind, this happened to him. If Jada had got up here to say something this other, all you red table heathen broads, y'all would have been like, speak your truth, girl. Yep. That's selective fairness. Just in case some of y'all don't know what that means, is that you selectively fair with the people you like, but not fair with people that you don't like. That's not right.
Nope.
Let me let you know that. Just because you don't like somebody don't mean what they're saying is wrong. So he got done, and then like I said, I guarantee Jada, if Jada's smart, well, she way smarter than Will. She ain't gonna say nothing.
She not. She
ain't gonna say nothing.
I don't think she was even wrong for saying it, but it was very predictable when she said, "I don't need protection." That was what it said. I ain't tell him to do that.
Yep, I knew that.
I ain't tell him to do that. He did that on his own.
Yep. Before he even said that, we talked about it. We had talked about it. I said she gonna throw him under the bus.
And sure did it. Sure did it.
It just threw him under the bus. Made him. He was out there all alone on the plank. She left him there. Talk about me and Will talked about this, and he understands he wrong. I'm like, man, she treats you more like a son. She might think you August Alsina. You know what I'm saying? I treat him more like a son. Like talk to you like he's disgust. I'm like, Will, man, get you another woman, bro. All I gotta say is that whatever she got on you and you got on her, it must be something that y'all two both afraid to break up for so bad. And y'all making your own peace be cost on that, trying to sell an image to us. I don't understand how two people can have a program where it's promoting healing, and y'all both are two of the hurt most havingest individual I've ever seen in my life. You come off as hypocrites. You don't even practice nothing that y'all preach. Talking about some truth and some honesty. Please. She couldn't even admit to just straight up having, yep, me and him had a sexual relationship. We had an entanglement. Stop trying to put, stop trying to put lipstick on a pig. You were screwing this young guy. Young guy got kind of whipped. You probably got into it too. You wanted to cancel the situation. He really didn't want to let it go. He came out here because y'all both lied and said none of this never happened, trying to make him look like he was crazy. So both of y'all two ain't wrong because y'all tried to make this young man look like he was crazy, even though he went on there saying, no, we did have sex. You had to address it because then he started bringing out proof. Yep. And then y'all want to blame everybody else. Blame yourselves. Y'all need to burn that damn red table. I ain't seen it in a long time, so hopefully they got rid of it. Do something else. Who goes to the red table? I'm bringing my husband to the red table so we could talk about me sucking another man's dick. And watch how he feel about it. This man looked like he been up all night, had several drinks, and cried his eyes out. I'm like, give me a break. She had no respect for you. A woman that would disrespect you that bad could care less what happened to you, man. When you get to that point, she don't even care about your integrity, your character. That was your night, and yet you still transferred to Chris that he ruined your night. No, your decision making ruined it that night. Honestly, when that joke happened, you saw your wife gave you that side eye, I would have said, hey, you know what you need to do, Jada? You need to go home. Because you ain't ruining my night. The main thing that you fought so hard for me to have, that you kept talking about, I deserve an award, I finally get it, and you pull this side eye crap.
Tonight?
Out of all the nights, if I'd have did that to you, you'd have been on the red table talking about it. You'd have disguised it as when your mate ruins your night. Holding hands at the table with your bald-headed ass daughter and your fine mama, because your mama fine. I ain't gonna give it to your mama fine. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just disgust me. Your mama only one that actually makes sense at the table. You and your daughters in Never Neverland with Peter Pan, the Pirates, and Captain Hook, and the Lost Boys, whoever the fuck else is there. Y'all talking all that bullshit, and then you want to tell everybody else, feed them lies, and then act like you some kind of Sigmund Freud sitting there like, ooh,
Man, hey, man, I blame all this on Tupac. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you should have took a lesson from Tupac, because Tupac didn't commit to her.
Man, hey, bro, if Tupac was still alive, boy, he'd have everybody woman. But I'm saying Tupac messed her head like, man, you special. Keep your head up.
Will Smith just got to admit that he's an insecure man. If he can admit that, he'd be all right. You insecure off a dead man. This guy gone. What'd she do? Have you wear a do-rag around your head when y'all screw? Tell you to put on a bald cap so you can remember her pocket or something like that? You fighting the dead man, and everybody else you see, you want to try to use this excuse? Man, right now in the world, you could get any woman that you want right now. The problem is that why you can't is because you too much up her Kit Kat. And I'm telling you, it ain't no much room. The only reason you got the room now is because August ain't in it. You should be embarrassed. And August ain't gonna get back in there because now he said that he like men now. So y'all done totally corrupted his life up. I'm like, get out of here, man. So in total, Chris Rock, man, I'm happy for you, Chris, man. And I'm glad that you finally was able to say your piece about it, not do it on nobody else's term. The part I felt the most about what Chris Rock said is he said, I didn't play victim. I didn't go nowhere. He said, that ain't me. I didn't go around Oprah. I didn't go to Gayle. I didn't go to none of these sites and say, this is where I'm at. I didn't go to the Breakfast Club. I didn't go to none of these places. I didn't get on the red table and hold hands with a bunch of hypocrites. I just sat back and self-evaluated myself and decided when it was appropriate for me to discuss what happened to me. Because Will Smith, you could have been in jail. You could have got sued. This man did everything with some integrity and right. And you got some stupid guys like Joe Budden, Mr. Soft Baby Shit Butt Ass, Joe Budden, talking about, yeah, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Pump it up, pump it up. Shut your, that's corny. Your best song is the soundtrack to Who Got Served. Get the fuck out of here talking about corny. Disrespectful. This guy talking about disrespectful. Yeah, you corny.
Wait, really quick to me in 10 seconds. So you know on that topic, right?
Yep.
He basically said that, yeah, he should have Michael B. Jordan.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, he should have done something black. I'm like, for real? Like, bro, you hit women. Like, it was a black woman, so you can't call her for being wrong. I'm like, what?
Yeah. You can't call her out because she's black, but you know what I'm saying? You around here doing your best Ike Turner impersonation. Joe Budden needs to shut the hell up. You're like, get out of here. So, Michael B. Jordan, he corny. He corny because of what exactly? He's corny because he said, hey, I remember you when you kind of said that about me and, was talking about when you were young. Guess what? After that, play the whole interview, you idiot. He he did the whole interview with this girl. He still helped her eat. He just was pointing something out. Guess what? If somebody did something to you when you was that traumatized, because guess what? He talked about he was walking around with a headshot. Oh, I'm sorry. He knew what he wanted to do early, so he always stayed ready. Unlike the rest of y'all. She eating off of people like Michael B. Jordan. Like I used to, and then she tried to use the fact that she knew him to try to get him to talk to her even more and try to add validation to what she said when she talked to him. We go back to Newark, you know, hey, fake. She corny for that. Talking about some corny. Joe Budden, all these other people talking about he corny. He shouldn't have did that. Corny, what y'all talking about? If that had been a woman, that did that to a man, they'd be like, girl, that's right. Let them know. Don't be fake. Like, get out of here. Selective fairness. But, in all, like you said, the total, Chris Rock, and everything that we said, I'm hope that he good now. You know, because I can't imagine holding that in for a year. Thinking about feeling a certain type of way after you done got smacked and the whole entire world seen that. That's a whole different monster, man. That's what I mean. People don't care about how men feel. They didn't care about how he felt. Y'all just felt like, oh, it's a little bit too late. But women can talk about their hurts and their struggles, their whole fucking lives.
Yeah.
Did any of y'all say, Jada, you having alopecia is old. You got diagnosed 3 or 4 years ago. Get over it. Stop talking about it. Oh, whoa, we ain't saying that. Oh, far be it. She a woman. She can express her feelings all the way. Selective fairness. I'm like, just get out of here. How about that man? Now, I just hope that he good. And low-key, like you said, I hope Will Smith got himself together. I hope Will Smith get himself together to the point where he understand that his wife, I don't care how it go, don't really seem to want the best for you. So whatever y'all hurt y'all got, maybe y'all need to walk away or something like that.
Yeah.
Real talk. I mean, bro, she threw you under the bus. How many times, man, when somebody walk like a duck, quack like a duck, I mean, it's a duck. It's a duck.
Or they need to bite you.
Yep. Oh, that's crazy. Like, get out of here. Don't get mad because my man didn't want to do the same thing that you do with your wife, which is settle. You wanted him to settle. You wanted him to do it on your terms, like your wife do you. No, Will, you're going to talk on my terms. No, Will, you're going to come here and do this on my terms. No, I'm sleeping with this guy, but you can be mad about it on my terms. Like, get out of here, bro. Entanglement. Girl tried to put a cherry on some shit.
Call it ice cream.
You know what I'm saying? Like, here, eat it, Will. My terms. Like, get out of here. That's crazy, bro. That's so crazy. And everybody else, like I said, anybody else that got a problem with it, y'all stop being selective. Stop being selective in what you think is fair. Because that junk you talk, you better be standing 10 toes down on. And that's the hard part that I noticed for most immature women to do. They can't stand 10 toes down on the very thing they talk about was done wrong to them. They will do it to other people 10 times over and over and over again, but still play victim when it's done to them. So to all you immature women out there and you immature guys, stop playing that victim role. Take accountability, and if you really don't like what people do to you, don't do it to them.
I really was just thinking about like how many ladies I had encounters with and say, oh man, I've been in an abusive relationship. I had an abusive baby daddy 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And it's like, okay, well, what does that have to do with like how you are right now?
Right.
Or whatever. It's like, you hit a guy or you do certain people. It's like,
right.
Well, I was in an abusive relationship, so I can do it. It's like, bro, like, come on. Bro.
It's over. Like, if we say that, we say, hey, girl, that was 10 years ago. How long I got to suffer for a guy I don't even know?
Exactly.
You wasn't even in my life path right then. So now I got to suffer for everything. That's your excuse? That's your excuse for doing me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could do something like this. Take accountability, or maybe just be honest with me. Since women love that word honesty so much, which I believe that most women talk about they want to be honest, they really don't want to be honest. They want you to say something that's pleasing to them, and they can take it as honesty. Most women don't want to hear the truth because the truth makes them uncomfortable. It means they have to take accountability for it. And most women, most immature women, hear that, and they try to flip it back on you. They'll say something in terms of, well, the reason why I did tonight, no.
Mm-hmm.
no reason. Just take accountability. That's what I do. I don't get no reason. I'm like, look, I did it. I was wrong. The reasons why I did it was wrong, and I apologize. The woman, hey, you did that. You know you did it, right? Just take ownership of it. Yeah, I take ownership of it. But the reason, see, when you say but, that cancels everything that you said before it. Real talk. Oh, shoot. Hold on, y'all. Hey, baby girl.
So with everybody, we thank y'all.
I'll be on my way up there
for tuning in.
All right.
We both got kids to pick up right now because I got to pick up by at 2:00. But we thank y'all for being with us. Continue to share, like, and subscribe. I know we came to y'all at a different day, probably lunchtime or y'all just waking up. But we thank y'all for everything. We'll catch y'all next week. Host, you got anything for us?
Oh, no, that's all. I want to say, we get up out of here because we got some things we got to take care of at 2:00. Love y'all. Miss Hills and Miss Hills and Mr. Reese.
Yes.
Love y'all so much. See y'all next week. Unfiltered. Y'all have a good one.